Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. I am your humble, very humble host, Mr. David, also known as Hawkeye Two Feathers, and I greet you with the love and the honor of the infinite creator. And I continue to pray each and every day that each and every one of you will continue to learn how to accept and receive the knowledge, the wisdom, and the healing from the universe. I love you all. And as we get along, um, we should find peace in our heart and a way to prosper. Hi, Richard Head Rumsk. Powerful Violet, how are you all? I mean this. Blessings out to everyone. The universe is vast. The energy is vast. I don't know, Richard, you might have heard. Um, But I went in for one back surgery, and because of a large blood clot, they had to go back and do it again. I've had two surgeries in 7 days. Today is day two out of the hospital. A lot of things to work out, and they all worked out. They all worked out. Oh my God. I'm down here out in the sticks and down the little trail, and the visiting nurses are here and so forth. Under the circumstances, I couldn't ask for more. I've been very blessed. Right now, I'm really sore, but um, I had issues with medicine swapping back to my original doctor. I called him and yesterday and said we need to talk, and I need to talk to the doctor because. And he called me today, 5 minutes. We talked about this. He did that. My friends drove 40 miles down, picked up my meds, and brought me some other things, and boom. I hadn't planned on it that way, but that's how it worked out today. It started out a little fishy wonky, but I got pictures. I can't share them here because I don't know how one. But my scar, it's 9 inches long. It's a big son of a gun, and but it's healing. They took pictures of it, and I'm like, that don't look so bad. It's not green. It's not changing. Blah 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 blah. And it's been cut twice. I'm very lucky. I'm very safe right now in my little all my stuff here. But the fact that I survived two of them and not one, I'm I'm really blessed. I'm really blessed. But the thing is that who wants to volunteer for two of them some bitches? I did not. Apparently, I did before I went for the first one. But all is well, especially under the circumstances. So I know there are people who have called me on the phone. We're worried about you. Take a deep breath, y'all. Just take a deep breath. Because that's what I'm doing. Because of all of this, all of the arrangements, visiting nurses, getting food in here. I mean, I can barely stand and hobble a little bit. Um, One is because I was in the hospital for 10 days. The other, I was operated twice. I mean, these are extenuating circumstances. So, but I am hobbling around. I am walking. I can make it a little over here. I'd made it to the toilet by myself and back. So far, so good. But I'm damn weak, let me tell you. At least, in body. My spirits are great. I wish I could just get up and go outside and run around. I can't. And all my pain is located from the waist and up where the incision is, which is expected. You get a 9 inch gash on anywhere, and it's going to take a little time to heal. So that's where I'm at. But earlier, talking with folks this morning, I can't say it was panic, but because of incidents yesterday, I kind of got stranded. It's all fixed now. And I did a video the other night about promises and stuff. And I'm debating about taking it down, but I think there's really a message in it. And when I was doing it, I was directing it at some people, and that's been resolved. So, but the thing is, also, you have to be willing to forgive. Well, you did this to me, blah, blah, blah. Wait a minute. Circumstances said, and I've talked about this, who knew I was going to have to do this twice? Uh, you know, whoops, I messed up. Let me go back. Hey, George, give me some spackling compound over here. Hey, Miss Pearl, I don't know if I said hi. I was so happy you. Oh, you were there when I had to shut it off? Yeah, I showed up and said, I was like, holy Jesus, 1 o'clock in the morning. My dearest, oh my God, shows up with clean linen because Duggar had put everything on the floor. He had taken it home and washed it, but because of his schedule, he couldn't get. Hey, Barry. Oh, I did it last night when Rob came after I had to log off real quick. I did it last night. I said, I'm pissed. There must be something wrong, and he said, well, it was about the food. And everybody thought it was about the food. No, it was the fact that when I looked in her eyes, when she said, I promise, I felt a promise. And then I felt betrayed. That was really what I felt. But it's fixed. It's fixed. But last night, I had forgiven the incident. I said, it's over. It's done with. I'm not going to carry it forward. They came, brought me food tonight. I just finished a Zaxby box of something, and I'm not impressed. Zaxby. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't want another one. It was okay, but nah, Zaxby's. Nah, sorry. Anyway. But yeah, it started out really rocky today. Trying to get in touch with Meals on Wheels because I don't know how long. Um, I hate to use the word incapacitated, but I got my biggest issue because I was laying for so long. I just can't stand up for long. So hang on, maybe you can see. My house is crazy. I know this is gonna make noise. Hang on. There's TV down there. There's a wall. It's dark. So never mind. I'll do this again. Anyway, right there is the loft. When I stand up, I'm my friend. It's almost too short for people. They bump their head, but I can reach it. But as I get out of the chair, I get about halfway to where you're bent this way and like this, and then it's just like, whoops, you ain't going no farther. Sorry, Dave, you ain't going no farther. It's like, so you really got to seriously inch by inch by inch by inch by inch by inch straighten up. And yes, it hurts, but that's the only way to get well. I've been through not this thing before, but I know the importance of you got to stretch them muscles out. You got to give it a little bit. You don't tear it, but you got to give it that push. Otherwise, you'll never get well. I was in my left. I've talked about this in football. During a game, the third quarter of the game, I think, guy clipped me from behind. In other words, he hit my calf below my knee and shattered my knee in 4 places. And I watched my helmet. I watched my foot go past my helmet, and it landed on my back. That was like in '67. So they did surgery to fix it. A pin in my leg and a cast for 3 months because it was all wonky and then all the calcium built up in my knee and I couldn't walk at all, and it crunched every time I moved my joint. You could hear it crunch, 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 crunch as I walked from my knee, swelled up huge. Then I went back in a year later after I got a little older and the growth line was okay to straighten out my leg. And they cut my leg open and they put a 12-inch long stainless steel plate on my thigh and screwed it down, put me in a cast for 14 months. And I was on crutches for 11 of 12 of those months. Anyway, so I know about this stuff. I've lived it even as a teenager. So I got this pain thing and I understand about how to walk again. It's just a different part of my body. So, but I can tell you, y'all, I can tell y'all are praying for me. I know it. I feel it. The, the even though I'm still draining fluids, which I think is a good thing, and they've had to change my bandage, uh, sort of out of sync of things. Visiting nurses knew. Rhonda showed up. I said, Jane, yep, everything was smooth. Took a picture of it. Good to go. I can't ask for more. But from the universe, I had to ask the other day. I mean, I was begging when they did the MRI. And I thought I was going to lose it. I'm not trying to, because it was bad enough. I don't have to elaborate on this as to how bad this was and how painful. If people think, well, he's just, nah. Okay, you want to try it? Go ahead, but I don't suggest it. You know, I really don't suggest that what happened. Um, but apparently it's more common than not. That was the other surprise I got. Power, love is power. Yeah. Hey, Witch Moon, you see the picture I sent? I sent you a picture, right? Is there any way that you can put it up or something if somebody wants to see it, or you can send it to them? Just saying. You know, one of the things that, and I won't say who, but somebody called me and they said, one thing I like about you, Hawkeye, is you tell the truth and you tell it straight up. If I did a lot of research before I had the first operation, and I nailed it. I nailed it. Was there on time? Was this? The operation went well. It was the after fact that got me into that I had to go back and do it again. 2 days of severe pain waiting on the operation. Although the second day they had figured it out, they were mainlining me 2 cc's of steroids every 4 hours. It wasn't didn't get you high, but I gotta say, with it there was sort of a euphoria. I'm still trying to figure it out because I'm like, what was that? Like butterflies over here or something. It not some kind of colory thing. It was mostly black and white, but some very strange and interesting things when having been on that steroid for that. I mean, they was pumping that mess in, but it helped with the swelling. So I don't have that now. They just gone. So my body's like, where is it? You sent all this stuff in. Where'd you take the big tanker truck that was supplying us every 4 hours? Visualizing. But I mean, they come in, no, here we go. There goes another one. And it wasn't a, it was a pain relief in the swelling drop, but it was not the kind of painkiller relief that, and oxy don't work for me. I'm sorry. Folks who are hooked on this stuff, y'all are wussies. Y'all should have been around in the 70s. I'm sorry. Y'all are wussies. This stuff here, you're hooked on that shit? Seriously? Grow up. I got a bottle right here. Don't argue with me. That. Okay, Witch Moon has my picture of my back. And anyone who wants it in this chat right now can have the picture. She'll share it with you. Okay. It might have to go in an email or something. But if you want to see the picture of like 2 hours ago, just before it got dark, they took a picture and changed my bed. If you want to look, share it. Go ahead. Anybody raise your hand. Try to take. Oh, I got a bottle of it. It's sitting right there. It's on my medicine list. Okay. I added it to my medicine list. And when the nurse was here yesterday, she went down, "You still taking D3?" Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's right there. Yep. I'm with you. Thank you. Then you need what? Oh, I got, oh, look, I love you and I'm right on track with you. Okay. Honest, here you go. Let me show you. And let me show you. All right. I'm on track. This is not my first rodeo. There's calcium, magnesium, and most important that nobody said is zinc. That is the most important for this. And this bottle's almost empty, but I got another. There's my D3. I got it, y'all. I got it. That's the first thing I took when I got back was the D3. Okay, raise your, okay, which moon send it on? All right. You get, depending on the picture, you get to see my butt crack too. Nanny, nanny. Like I'm not being rude, but like I care. After what's happened, there's my a little bit of my butt crack, you know. What time is it? Oh, it's too early for a 20. It's never too early for a 20. But I'm in talking with somebody today. Um, they said that just in a ballpark that they appreciated my honesty and my appreciated my forthright blah blah blah, and I tell the truth. I absolutely do. If somebody's been through two surgeries like I have, and I found them on YouTube, I would have listened. I would have listened. So I want to be a voice, not just as, Hawkeye Two Feathers, but also as a senior at 70 who survived two of these some bitches in 7 days and 7 hours. 77 days, 7 hours. I don't know. Not a clue, but seven. I don't know. you uh, but anyway, excuse me. I really don't like Zaxby's chicken. I'm sorry. I don't see what the fuss is. We have local cooks down here that just have little shacks down in the quarters, as they still call them. So down in the quarters, they got these little. I'm sorry, this is not an offense. They got these little nigga hats. They got these little nigga huts where they're making fried this, and they got fried okra, and they got this, and they got that. Oh my God! Don't go to a regular chicken place. Go to one of them little places where everybody in the neighborhood knows that Ma Jonesy down there, she's got some chicken on, and you can smell it coming out of the back of the house. There's where you get a good meal, and you get to support your local neighborhoods, kind of thing, and you get meet people, real people interacting. But the best thing is, especially if you find one of them good chicken shacks, you're going to have some damn good meals at a very decent price. Yum. But not really asking today because Spirit's been cramming all kinds of stuff in my head as for a message. And during this event and everything, I'm still a little hyped up on the steroids. And you probably see me bouncing around a little bit. It's a little hard to sit still, but at the same time, yeah, I'm clinically and legally drugged up. Okay, but I'm good. But in the scheme of things of the spiritual nature, it was like this has been a very powerful event for me because when they knock you out, they take you really close to being dead. You're way down down here so you don't feel nothing. And I would say that's a good thing, right? But there were things when I went down to the operating room the second time, I asked questions about, like the swiveling table and some stuff. Okay. So, but they knocked me out before I got to the operating room the first time, before I could see some of the equipment. Now, this is important. I'm not going to go through the thing. But so I asked her, I said, don't you all have a tilt table? Why don't you have a tilt table? Well, we got one of those. Now, why would I know consciously kind of thing about a tilt table? And then she said, well, we strap you on and hose you down. What? So asking the question about the table tilting happened while I was in the dream state. I was in the dream walk. Okay. There were a couple other questions I asked. And how would I have asked the question if something I knew, saw, felt, or experienced, to ask how did that thing work, or what it, so, and they kind of looked at me like, well, don't you know you went into OR? And I said, yeah, don't you know when you put me in OR, I was like, you know, I mean, I was out. But so anyway, there was some kind of spirit journey in that time frame. And it's kind of with all of the information is recorded in here, my tiny little brain. And it's slowly oozing out in little tidbits of stuff. And but in it, it's a big tidbit of stuff. So for the title of the show, which I mean, it's 2222. How about that mess? It's 22 that I've been on. 2222 at 9:17 p.m. here on the East Coast. Well, on the eastern seaboard. Seaboard. Boop. I see a board. You see a board? Absolutely. I got it, man. I thank you for your. I do, but I had I had this lined up before I went in for the first one. I'm telling you, you know, this ain't my first rodeo, and I love you. I do. Hey, Mossy man. So oh, do this, do that. I'm doing it, and I've been doing it. I planned to. I was doing it before I went in to prepare. I was doing higher doses of vitamin D. I always take magnesium and zinc because of my other bone problems. So, but I'm right on board with you. That's what I mean for some folks. Take a deep breath. You know, whoa, he's actually doing it. Yeah, that's why I'm here. I actually have been using these things. If you take this, you'll heal. If you do, that's why I'm here. And for Mossy Man, um, hey Tracy, biggest hugs right back at you. There's a current picture of my back, and Witchy Moon has it. She'll share it if you want. Okay, I can't share it, but you know, you want to see what my back looks like in the incision. And proof, this is proof of healing, y'all. Take a look. It's not gross. She'll share the picture with you. You have my permission. That's why I sort of sent it out there. I do want to tell the truth. And for folks, ow, yeah, doggy, I'm trying to move my feet. For people out there like me, or younger or whatever, it doesn't matter. What's it like to have major back surgery? Not but once, but twice. But let's just start with one and how I prepared. Vitamins, this. The first operation went off with a hitch. The second one was okay too, but I had to have two. That was the rub due to blood thinners. So anyone with a heart condition and blood thinners, If you're on blood thinners and you have something major like this, you don't want to bleed, then you make sure that the doctors and the nurses, that there are different types of blood thinners. The one I went back on was the wrong time to take that type of blood thinner. They switched me, of course, and opened my back. Uh, like a fish, man, right down. But I'm healing. That's the main thing. Despite all the good, bad, good, bad, good, bad, and this has been a rocky one. I'm here, and it looks good. I'm in good, stable faith, And I want to tell you, because I'm sitting here, you gotta believe. In my roughest time stuck in that MRI, I was like, through the universe, help, and the help I got from the universe, I am realizing now, as hard as it hurt, unbelievably painful, I felt like I was being ripped apart. I literally. Um, they couldn't give me anything more because they didn't know. And that was the point of the MRI. As soon as I got the MRI, they started fixing me. So I got no complaint there. Stuff happens. But I can still feel myself. All I got to do is close my eyes and I'm in that MRI machine, holding on to this bubble that I'm fixing to push to, to stop the event. And I realized that in that 35 minutes that it takes, and asking the universe to help me, that they shortened the time in my head. Okay, what are you talking about? Well, it was physically, it's a 30-minute procedure or something. So in my head, I'm like, oh my God, I'm only halfway. Oh my God, what if I've, they turn it off and it goes dee dee dee, and then move you next spot dee dee. Okay, so in between those, I had lost count, which is kind of weird for me. And I was like, is that the third one? Is that the fourth one? All I could do was focus on the universe. Help me, bring energy to me, give me the strength to endure. All I want is the strength to endure. All I want is the strength to endure. Just that was part of my mantra. But just come down here and help me get out of this thing. It'll be over. And I realize now, looking back on it, I went through the whole 30 minutes physically, but I'm not sure if I went through the whole 30 minutes mentally. It's almost like they took me out of the situation, still hurting, looking down. Well, you got 10 minutes, bud. Just hang up here with us for a little while. Ow, 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 I'm gonna push the button. All of a sudden, boom, you're done. Popped out like a hot dog in a microwave. So I do feel absolutely that the universe heard me. They couldn't take away the pain. They couldn't, that the machine had to cycle through, but they took me out of the situation enough to where the time didn't seem as long. Contemplate that for a minute, because I still am. So where does peace come in the title of this? Because at the end of this thing, I felt a peace. I was hurt and I was like, oh my God, it's over. There was a release. There was a peace that descended upon me. Plus, they took me out of the hot dog cooker, the MRI machine, hot dog cooker. Well, you could have cooked one, I swear to God. But anyway, so they took me out of the hot dog cooker, and I'm not comfortable, but lying on the gurney, and whoa, that was a weird one. Whoa, what was that about? I'm still whoaing about it because everything's still unraveling. Where were you at? Was that, it felt like an hour, but was that really 30 minutes? You mean we're done? Yep. So even right after I got up, is the power of the universe important? You betcha. But do you believe? And so in my belief system, hey Milky, how are you? Did I sent you a picture of my back, I think. Did you get it? He just got home. Oh God, snowstorm. Y'all, I'm so bad. Hey Travis. Hey Travis. Travis and anybody that just came in. A witch moon has a picture like a couple hours ago of my back if you're interested in to see what it looks like. I don't necessarily encourage you, but you have my permission. She'll send it to her, however she does it. Just raise your hand, okay, in the chat room. But I do feel, um, and you know, I'm inspired by you all. And I was inspired today by a phone call, nanny nanny boo boo. Richard, did I say hi? Oh, hard German techno. I've heard some of that. The MRI machine, I got a bitch a bit. The one down in Thomasville is not as nice as the one in Moultrie. The one in Moultrie was quiet. It made a lot of noise, but it didn't clunk. This thing, they put the gurney was loose. They had to open the door, double door, to slide me in. It was like, what the hell? I thought, speaking of, what'd you say? It was a hard German. The way it sort of looked on the outside, you know, it wasn't full of brass, but it's sort of steampunkish, I thought. I was like, what the hell? You gonna load me in the barrel of this thing? Then it was like, it kind of shook and like an antique, but it did it. It did its job. They read my MRI within an hour, and within an hour and a half, they were giving me relief. So I cannot bitch, even though it was an old machine. Okie dokie, you know. It's like some people when you got an injury like this, and I've had several of the people who've come here, and just today, God bless them all. When everybody left, I had tears running down my eyes. I just couldn't stop the emotion. Just I didn't. I needed this because I can't walk or stand. I'm sitting up okay, but try to walk over there 3 feet. Man, it's gonna be hard, and I can't crawl, and I damn sure don't want to hit the floor. All my floors are concrete, but I'm being careful. I got a cane and a thing and a this and a that. You know, that doesn't mean though that my leg won't give out and down I'll go. But I don't focus on that. I don't focus on that at all. What if I fall? Well, get the fuck up. I'm sorry. But yeah, I'm not sure how I would get up. I thought about it. I was like, could you push up from down there? How? Because I played football, broken leg, and I was like, how would you get up from down there? So one of the things I'm going to ask the occupational therapist and the other one. So what if I fall here in the house and there's no one around and I don't have a beeper and I find myself, uh-oh. So look at my house, which it ain't much. Look at my house here. I'm on the floor. How would you expect to help me to get up? What would you say? Roll over, turn your leg, so I want to have her go through that because the worst thing I see for accidents or against me, that rhyme. That oh doggone it. Time for 20 again. That I could roll over and try to do something, and because I've worked with this before. Sort of like in tumbling, and stage fighting. If you know ahead what your one of your bodily moves is, um, then you can do some very strange things without getting hurt. So, but anyway, there are lessons all over the place because of these little things. How do I get up off the floor? How do I go do this? How do I blah blah blah? And I'll tell you what, seniors are not informed. We seniors don't have a clue. And then after the operation or whatever, now I have no family here, but they called me and checked on me. My brother Andrew and we did one of these together, long distance. I mean, I'm good. They let me wear headphones and I ate an edible. Oh, now that must have been fun. Get one of them mower carts with four wheels on it and strap it to your chest. So if you're having to fall, you could roll around. No, what I need is a helmet. Honest to God, what I need is a helmet, but they're all upstairs and they're uncomfortable to wear, you know? I just, and then when you get from point, here's one of the things, and I remember it as a kid because I had to walk with a cane and crutches. So where you could take a little hobble step with a full length cast that did not bend, and hobble right there. But if you sat down here in the chair and left your cane or your crutches and you went over there and you had to come back, oh shit, where's my cane? Where's my crutches? Now you got to try to backstep. That in and of itself, for me, back that I remember, caused more incidents of accidents because you twirl around when to grab. And I know I was like, I did something little sitting here and I went, oh, Dave, you can't do that yet. Sorry. Yeah, but no, don't care. You ain't doing that yet. And I haven't. It's real simple. Yeah, go ahead. Um, there's an old story that goes around. I'll tell it, but it's appropriate. Blacksmith working in his shop and he's got his tongs and big gloves on and he's hammering on this horseshoe, and but it's not glowing. So green, city slicker walks by. Look at that, and he's eyeing him and everything, not paying attention. And so he grabs a hold of that horseshoe and immediately put it down, shaking his head. And the blacksmith asked him, he said, "What's wrong?" And he goes, "Nothing." He said, "You've seen one horseshoe, you've seen them all. It's a subtle, but it's in there. If you've seen one, you've seen them all." I mean, and here's the situation again. Whoops, there it goes again. And sometimes you can't control what's going on. I could not stop the blood clot because I didn't know it was there. I could not have stopped it even with all the power of the prayer because sometimes stuff just gotta happen. That's all. And like my friend, I won't mention her name, but I talked to him just before I opened up here, and she does have colon cancer, and they're going in early next week, simply because of scheduling, because they can't get her into St. Joseph's Hospital system down in Tampa. So my prayers for my friend's wife and for her, for him, and he has bad back and heart issues, but he's stable. So none of us in really good shape. We're all fight. Some of us we're all fighting something, and guess what is involved? Medicare and insurance, and getting thrown out of the hospital after 3 days, and that's all a different series. But but I love you all. I do. Thank you so much. Um, and I've always believed in the power of prayer. They- Oh, the headphones. Yeah, they put headphones on. Oh, Moultrie was much nicer in that too. They let me. Well, you like jazz? You like soul? They had choices that came through the headphones. It was great. These guys just had headphones. No noise cancelers or anything, just headphones. I made it through. It was an older model. It's okay. It worked. But see, that made it worse for me because it was so tight and it just anyway. That's okay. I made it. Melazelle, how are you? Peace out. Witchy Moon has a picture of my back that was taken a couple hours ago. You have my permission. If you want to see it, she'll send it to you. Okay, there you go. And I'm set up, Mel, where this morning everything was really fishy. And well, what about visiting nurses? Was I thought PT was PT physical therapy. I thought PT was going to be here this morning. Nope, not tomorrow. Tomorrow's a nurse. Nope. Let's see. This is Tuesday now. Wednesday, Thursday. So what day is this? Tuesday. I get. I guess Thursday. Well, anyway, the physical therapist isn't until later in the week, but they're coming. So, and I did not expect anybody. So, it makes it good because I got somebody donated for me to use a really nice roller buggy thingy with a seat in it that is designed to be outside. So if I can stand up and walk, and there's somebody here, especially licensed, we're off not to the woods, but off across the yard at least, you know. So and that's encouraging to me. Come on, Dave, get your ass up. We're gonna go for a little stroll to the blue mulberry tree, which by the way is doing really well. There's a lot of mulberries because last year we lost them all. But anyway, God bless them, you know. And I want to check on the blueberries and stuff, you know. My biggest issue right now, and yeah, it is a complaint. The chair I'm sitting in sucks big time for back injury, and I don't have anything else. And I got pillows stuffed and everything, but this chair, and I wish I could trade it. I don't know what on though. Maybe a recliner, but I don't really like recliner. Poop, say that again. I don't really like recliners because they take up so much space when they open up. I've had them in here in the house and they're just in the way. Mine, I'm don't build a house with 10-foot wide rooms unless it's a bedroom, not for a living room or a kitchen. No, Jesus God. So 10 by 30, 10 by 20 is what the living room is, and it's too narrow. Now, with the sun coming in from during the winter, it warms up this section really nice. That's cool, but it's too narrow, period. Well, that'll work. No, it won't. Put in the cot. Nope, it takes up the whole room. Where are you going to walk? Well, you can get up and then fold the cot up to go pee. Nah, you know. Bad. I never intended when I started this house to live in this house. I built this as a go between. I wanted to build a house up on a hill that was more open and stuff like that. And instead, this ends up being my house. So it was going to just be a studio. I kind of messed that up because marriage and people and life. So I never built a house up on a hill that's supposed to be in the hill. And I'm here. It's amazing how weirdly strange things turn out. Wait, so what? Oh, there you go. Yeah, Mel, I'm tired. I mean, the short of it is my first back surgery went well to fix the issue with my nerves. I developed a blood clot 3 days later that paralyzed me from the waist down, and MRI found it, operated a week and 7 days after the first one. So they opened me up twice. And so I'm recovering from two operations. Um, but under the circumstances, I'm doing very well. But that's why I'm so tired. I didn't have one, I had two. And that sets up a whole different physical, mental, spiritual um, mindset. Okay. So I'm sharing my mindset with you. Hi, y'all. Have a drink with me. No alcohol. Because after all of these things, I'm lying in my bed and I'm going, wow, what is this? Really nice room right across the hall from the nurse's station, but no visitors. Not bitching, just that's what happened. So I'm laying there contemplating and like, what is this all about? How much trouble did I get my nappy ass in? You know what I mean? What did I do to deserve this? And my brain kicked in and said, nothing, because stuff happens. Oh, but, you're here for the second time because we need to wash you out. Yeah, but why me and how come and all the pain? Dun, da, da, da. Back it off, buddy. You know, sometimes it does that. Sometimes the body's got a little pill of blood that is coagulating. My back is still draining, by the way. Okay. Rather out than in. And when I put my back brace on, it does push down my spine to keep me aligned. But also, if there's any gooey stuff in there, it comes out. It was literally running down my back. But I'm in good health. I mean, I'm all my BP and everything's good. Folks rounded up and brought me real food that'll fill you up when you eat it instead of cookies and crackers. I'm very always proud of that. Um, and I couldn't ask for more at this point. But the grace and the things that I saw while during this event on so many levels is that the woman who stopped the hospital from pushing me out had the foresight to be able to say, wait a minute, this is wrong. In order to keep her own personal peace, this is tied together, her own peace of mind, she had to stand up for me. And she did. Sweet Jesus, she did. Otherwise, not a good outcome. And that was in her report because she read it to me. I could see it on the screen. Permanent report, blah, 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 blah. So, but with her confidence, her loving and nurturing nature, she's a nurse. She was the head nurse, and she was my private nurse for that day. Just not the head nurse, but my nurse. So, to have someone, I guess you could say technically, the the main doctor could have complained and and had her thrown out and all that. None of that happened. Of course, I'm glad because I think she saved my life literally. Um, and it's turning out the way it is. I've been trying to think of a slogan: good, bad, and it ain't ugly. Because after the second operation, I'm here. So good, the bad, the what? Oh, somebody's writing stuff. Let me see. My dad had a stroke 2 months ago. I'm sorry about that. I am. I know. Now I noticed I'm gonna go. I've smoked more today because of all the activity and people in and out. And I noticed I was like, dude, you can't keep. Now it's only half a pack, and I don't drink anymore. And I think it's the reason. You know me. I think it's all together. So the reason I am healing, even with the hiccup, is the fact that I believe the power of prayer, just the energy in the universe. Um, and I was one of them on my back, and this is bad. I need a pain pill, blah blah blah. Blah, damn surgeon, what do you think? Blah, blah, blah. I have been that person too. On one of these, it might have been number 3. I got a little rude by the third one. But peace and prosperity. So when you have peace of mind, you can prosper with your thoughts. That's a pretty good one, ain't it? Good thing it's being recorded. At what time? 51:38. Okay. I'm going to start doing shaman shorts. A nice word for the day. Blurb up there. You want to come and hang out later on? Come on. But I got to practice doing it because I'm long-winded, and right now I'm on steroids. So, wish I could share. I wish I could go shotgun y'all. Wouldn't that be cool? And I could do it too. I could give you all a shotgun right now that you'd go, wowzers, Mr. Dave. Welcome back. You're doing that already, but David, oh no, you can't. But I'll tell you because I'd smoked 2 cigarettes by the time I got home, which is about 20-minute drive, and I still got the nicotine patch on for gosh sakes. I forgot to pull it off. But do something for the craving? Oh hell no. A patch and whatever. Oh hell no. So what I realized was as I was sitting in a hospital bed and I went automatically like this, nothing in my fingers. And I went, whoa, that was creepy. Where'd the cigarette go? Did I eat it? Wait, there was no. And I had cigarettes in my pouch laying beside me, along with a little bottle of and the little tiny pipe that you into right there beside me in the bed. And I knew I couldn't touch them. And I didn't. Well, I did take the bottle cap off and touch part of it. I was contemplating eating it. Okay. But it is the truth. Um, ain't I one crazy insane SOB? Sometimes I wonder about myself. But in all of that, there is a message. And if you're not at peace with yourself, or maybe it's your job, maybe you're subcontracting, maybe you're contracting. And if you don't have peace in your heart and confidence too, but if you don't have it in your heart, I can get this done. I can do this, whatever that means. On the other hand, there are people who volunteer for things when they only about 3/4 of the way through their training, as far as knowing tools and shortcuts and that kind of thing. So I think folks need to be more careful, and it's all right to strive for number one, but number one's only got one spot, just saying. I ran track and back before my leg was broke. Uh, Coach DiMaggio called me crazy legs. I just couldn't run right. And so, with his help and a little understanding, and this was back, 65, 66. If you run like this and do like that, you might even get faster. And I tried it. and I clocked out faster, not near as fast as some of the other guys, but I was still up there. So the power of the mind, especially with just a little bit, instead of putting your hand over there, because that's a handbrake, you should put your hand on the clutch so you can shift gears. Well, thank you, Mr. Bond. I'll be happy to. You know, I will move my right hand off of the steering column that I love so well and place it upon the steering wheel. Now, what I do with my left arm, throw it out the window. There it goes. Whoop, there it is. Wait, what words? I missed them. Thank you, Richard. I promise. Go. All right. Be good, and it's so good to see you. Honest to God. I'll try to. When's a good time for you? Late at night? When I oh, I was gonna say when I get back home, I'll use my computer. Uh, duh. It's been that kind of day. But anyway, how long? 56. I'm gonna go for an hour. Okay, just to sort of make it official. But the peace that you get in your heart helps to grow positive energy. And with that positive energy comes the prosperity of the universe. It sort of is an outpouring. It's almost like a blooming that comes up and opens up, and there I am, and then shuts back, doesn't die, but it shuts back down for the nighttime and all that. Contemplate that. What is prosperity? What makes you prosperous? Why do you think prosperity is even in the picture? Because all these people are preaching doom and gloom and blood and gore. And I was looking at them while I was trying to log on. And I'm like, oh my God, the world's going to end tomorrow? Oh, what? Or the economy is so bad that everybody's going to be penniless soon? Wait a minute. Where did you say I was for the last 10 days? You know, I walked out of the hospital with this new information, if you will, sort of whacking out in the head, going, wait a minute. But anyway, if you're having some of those days, you need to learn how to meditate if you don't. Okay. So I'm going to start off with a little just description of what you would do in a knife fight like that. Different ways you can hold a knife, different ways you can do this, but the best way for defense is to run like hell. I'm sorry. That was funny to me. But it's true if you're outmatched, unless it's a war and you're in just but stuff today and probably tomorrow, because it probably won't go away overnight. Does your chewing gum lose favor on the bedpost overnight? I was singing that to one of the orderlies today. He was like, what? Yeah, old song. Oh, who's on this one? Nobody, I guess. Queen Victoria. How are you all doing? Well, you little puppet master, let me smack you around on top of that 1 pence bullshit. Anybody in new that wants to see the picture, which one to send it to me? You have my permission. Okay, I haven't been reading the chat. So for those of you who've seen the picture, what do you think? Okay. And in the meantime, I'm gonna stir this thing up, and it's almost been it's 1 hour right now. So I want your verdict. Okay. I know it's just a picture. I know you'll see it up close. Okie dokie. No, but I want your opinion. Honestly, I do. What do you think? It's what was I doing to try to explain? Oh well. Oh, no one's emailed. So do they know how to do it? I know there were several that raised their hand. So they have to email you, which moon, and then you send them the picture. Is that how you got to have the email address? So if she doesn't have your email address and you do want to see the picture, contact her. Show them how, please, if you can. And maybe Barry or somebody can help you get to it. Oh well, never mind. If you don't want to look, it's okay. My point is, it's not gross. The bandage looked like hell, but it looked okay. That's my point is that's the power of healing, y'all. It ain't none of this go to the tent revival shit and lay hands on. No, there are some powerful people out there, but I've always been suspect of that. But in this case, I know y'all prayed. I know y'all helped. I'm positive. Here I am. Here I am, stuck in the middle with you. You know. Yeah, now I'm getting the cramp. Okay. And it's been an hour. So I'm gonna do the best I can. And one of the things that I want to do best with is to heal properly. So if I think I've done enough, which I have, to stop whatever you're doing and have the necessary balls to say, I'm not really tired, but I need to go lay down. And I'm saying that to myself, okay? Not you all. Nah, we can do this. We really ought to stop, Hawkeye. Yeah. Oh, shut up, Dave. Now, come on, Hawkeye. You know how to do this. You let out some air, take a deep breath, and calm that aura right out, and then go in and go to sleep. And Junior can sleep at the bottom, like he always does. Oh, that's great. That's great. So, that's my interpretation, bad, of him talking back to his wife, Athena, I think. Anyway, you don't talk back to another goddess. No, hell no. Give her a brick and tie it around her ankle and see what happens. But anyway, wait, let me put my glasses on. So, unfortunately for us, we are weathering out 35-degree temperatures at night, maybe a patchy frost. Tomorrow will be, in the upper 50s at least, lower 60s. It feels really out of weird. And so I talked to one of my friends. We talk about this BS sometimes. What do you think? I don't know. He says that's weird because I even wrote it in the windowsill. So when I go to look what time it is by the sun, I can say, oh, it's in the 9 o'clock position, and it's in the 4 o'clock position. Wait a minute, hell, there is no 4 o'clock. So be careful, y'all. Um, People are being tricked every day with stupid stuff. I'm Several of the folks that I'm thinking of, they have not been mugged or whatever. I'm going to have to talk to my sister Lynn. She may have gotten mugged. I'm not quite sure. So in those type of situations, if you can't body slam them against the other guy, then that means it's time for you to go. Don't try to fight them. Don't try to do whatever. Just pull out your Colt 45 and just blow them the hell away because you got probable cause. All right, my friends, I love you so much. Scratch! What are you doing? And I'm sorry I got to leave right now, but I'd like to come back on. What time is it? 10 something? 10? 10:25? No, it's just exactly 10. Oh man, you got to talk to yourself. How you going to know? But in the grand scheme of things of this, a lady asked me as I was walking out. Well, they were rolling me out. What does being a shaman mean? What? We've seen your YouTube channel, Mr. Null. Okay, I love you all. I do. Fantastic job with the second time around. Oh my God, thank you. I mean it. But I'm trying to heal. But anyway, there are people on different levels that know different things. And the lady called, I can say this because the lady called from the hospital this afternoon. Well, what did you think about this? What did you think about that experience? What about that? And I told her the truth. I said, great, good, but the people, thumbs down. She was very surprised. I said, and they get a thumbs down, not because they work hard to try to put a good meal. They got a star because they wander around and don't want to participate in some of these events. I'm not feeding them that shit. Castleberry. You better goddamn get that boiler stuff. You gonna take it down personally. You hear me, but that he talked gruff like that all the time. And because I was from South Georgia and he had relatives like 15 miles away from where I got busted, we got to be buddies. So a year in prison working in a kitchen situation. But it didn't make me a chef. Made me a better meat cutter at the time. But oh, oh, Barry, are you still there, Barry? If so, I'm going to say it anyway. What you need to do is get that albatross, if you can, have him sit down, and the next other thing is take the bird and cook him like a fricassee. I think they call this mind chattering. But this is going on in my mind all the time. I understand you, Mel. I share my brain all the time and it's messed up. And I just so happen to be happily, you know, loaded up with some. I took my normal dosage. It's how I took it. Okay. I refuse to overdo it. But in the meantime, this nice little collection is like whoop de doo. And then I got this, and this is a double whoop de doo. This will whoop de doo you without any of the other stuff. Ooh, ow, ooh, ow. Everybody says lay back and rest. My incision's on my back. Well, lay back and rest. So go lay on your incision for a while. What? Well, we want you to lay back, but that's where my incision is. Yeah, but you're going to be non-compliant? No. But what good is it going to do me to roll up on one of these beds when you let them out, they want to squish you. It's okay, you know. It is what it is. Oh, but there's no nerve pain. There's no nerve pain, and that's why I went in. All right. So there's so many grand schemes of things with this operation. Last night, when I was sitting here and kind of grumbling about where's my food, where's the beef, and all that, I'm always contemplating alternatives, even though I was showing out that I was pissed. Well, I was really hungry at the moment, damn it. And then I thought that's being pickish. Pig, piggish. And so I was like, well, wait a minute. It didn't take me long to flip the switch on being pissed at her and ignore her and what do I do to concern, loving care of her child that's fixing to be, um, covered over their planet, blah blah blah. Anyway, interesting scenario that in a way turned out true because once you see something, it's up to you as whether or not you remember it. Well, I did this and I rode a horse. Okay, can you still do it? No, I don't know. They always make some kind of excuse, and when actually it's because they don't feel brave enough or strong enough to want to get out or anything. That makes sense, in a little bit. Where's dark? Dark truth is in here too. When your mind can't stop thinking, that's what happens. They call mind chattering. Oh, I got you. I'm doing okay. I really am. And I'm not trying to. Oh, he's having a hard time. Oh, don't go there because I ain't. Of course, it was a long haul. Of course, two operations will give you stuff that you don't know. I feel like you've been rode hard and put up wet about 10 times in an hour. Okay. Ride you off sweating, but get this thing off of me. Boom, boom, boom. Another rider or something. I'll let you know. But it's, how do I put this? They had me under pain control pretty well. There's somebody here in the house, by the way. Pearl, is that you? Oh, like a maid's outfit, but not a sexy, not just a maid's outfit. Oh, good. There's lots of stuff running around in here now. Did somebody call on the spirits to come hover over me? If you did, there's a bunch of them here. I'm gonna have to have a little chat with a couple of these fellas. Just walking up behind you quietly, stealthily, as I say. Come on, yeah, that is the new rules. Okay, it's on channel. What channel is that on? Oh, if you have cable in Thomasville or something. Look, my dear friends, I'm gonna let you go. At an hour and 15 minutes, scratch. If you got any maids fair, oh, I wish. I don't like to talk about the female body. Well, I will, but not as like a subject matter unless it's like life threatening or something. So the young nurse that came in yesterday and the one that was there a week ago is the one that put my final bandage on. And she said, I can't believe that you've been through two surgeries. I can't believe it. So from someone else's eyeball, and what's call's got the picture in if you want it. And I encourage you, you want to look at my back, yeah, please observe it and tell me what you think. Because if the zombie apocalypse comes and you're living in a big city and you want to know if somebody's alive or dead, you're going to come up on bodies that have been mangled, smacked, slashed, or whatever. Are you going to turn away and go, well, that looks like a zombie, I'm leaving? It might be a live person that passed out before the event, or who knows. But to the point, though, as an analogy, um, they all know I can't take a vaccine, so they don't push it. I went the whole time, 10 days in the hospital, without wearing a mask. In the hospital, rolling around, upstairs, downstairs, no mask, no mandatory mask. We're pretty cool down here in the South. I love that people are picking some of this stuff up. Who else is there? Scratch. I wish I had. Well, do I wish I had a maid? Just when I put money down for a mail order bride. Well, here we go. And I had one years ago too, and I messed it up. I thought they were lying. I thought they were kidding. She was real. Anyway, too late. Yugoslavia, I think. Um, the idea, though, that we can do something to change the world for every moment that we're in it, it just depends on situational circumstances. So my situational circumstance the other day was, whoops, I got a clot, or whatever the incident is. Now I've had a couple of people, ain't it bad luck? Yeah, such good luck. What do you think? And I'm like, the stars have aligned since the operation to prove to me, which I already knew, but it was like a double whammy for me. I'm okay. I'm going to make it through. And here I am 2 days later. Now you want me to go, hey, Dave, hey, Hawkeye, you need to do that last step over again. And if you fall down the cliff, just be careful when you get up. In a way, that's how I feel. Has anybody read the book or whatever? Yeah, it's right on your counter, or was. Did you show him that picture? I'm tripping. There's somebody that's got a picture over here. Was going to see if we could transpose it to you through the. Anybody want to come by and? Okay, I've had enough. Listen, Mella's of Wonderland. Oh, Scratch, I'll be okay. I volunteered to go in to have the surgery, the first one. It was the blood clot and having to go back in a second time that made this a harrowing experience. But I appreciate all your love and everything. I do. And all the good energy. None of us expected this, but they gave me the blood thinner too soon after the event. And that's what caused it. They tried to follow hospital protocol. And by doing so, they damn near killed me. But it's resolved. But I'm on record. I got pictures, I got other witnesses, and we're going to talk about it at a later date because a lot of us seniors are having issues right now. Now, I know this is TMI coming up here. TMI time. TMI, get your, pull up your panties, ladies. So, I'm trying to remember they wiped me clean. What? Oh, never mind. Hospital, what? Protocol. Oh, yeah. You can't take a pill 1 second early. Not one. Here you are. Well, you got 2 minutes. I'll be back. 30 minutes later, there's your pill. a minor complaint, but that's how it happened. Oh, I started it back into the hall. Yeah, but you knew I was set for it, still worked out. So anyway, um, I love you all. If you can't tell, I'm getting freaky fluky, so I'm gonna go lie down before I get myself in trouble. Be very careful out there. Continue to access the universe and accept it. You might. I can't feel or touch it as a shaman in training, but I can somehow feel that it's there. So the goal would be for you to find that spirit within you, that when you hear the creator, not necessarily direct line, but you can hear the creator in words that, if you blow up this planet, it's going to screw up a bunch or whatever it is. And afterwards, then, um, I was going to say something. I'm not sure if it's appropriate at the time. But anyway, keep it between the ditches. I love you all. And then I'll as soon as I can't walk anywhere, and I'm going to get up right now. So I'm been getting up and down, but I can't walk 20 feet without going whoops. So with that said, I love you. It's as good as it's going to get under the circumstances. So y'all have a wonderful night. Um, keep positive. Oh, I know when I was talking about the broken promise thing, I just couldn't believe it, but there were extenuating circumstances. But I forgave yesterday. I did not carry it forward into today. And I'm really, really, really glad I didn't. Okay. I'm just going to leave it at that. But no, So everything's been corrected. We got it. Um, so you all take a deep breath, and I will see you soon. I'm full of positive energy, I swear. I'm stoned right now. Bye, Scratch. And bye, everybody. Continue to accept and receive the knowledge, the healing, and the wisdom of the universe. Because Baby Kate says it's cold outside, but guess what? That stuff can work. All right. Bye, y'all.